What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today we are going to talk about the state of the Star Wars fandom. Is it toxic? Is it broken? Can it be fixed? What part have I played into it? Let's talk about it. Okay, so obviously there is a civil war going on with Star Wars fandom. There's no way to ignore that. There's no way to spin that. It is happening. It really is happening, and it's everywhere. And it's a problem. It is a problem, but a problem in context, and we're going to talk about that a little bit. Now, I've been critical of Star Wars fans in the past. I made a video that said, it was like 2 years ago. It was like, nobody hates Star Wars more than Star Wars fans. Star Wars fans have always been pretty damn hard to please, and there's always been a bit of divide since the prequels. There just always has been. I'm a prequel defender. Longtime prequel defender, very well-known prequel defender. But a lot has changed since I made that video and had those thoughts. A lot has changed, namely The Last Jedi. Not necessarily The Last Jedi as much as the response to The Last Jedi from Disney and Lucasfilm. Now, a lot of people say I'm a Disney hater, which, again, what are you talking about? Annual pass holder at Walt Disney World for a long time. That is not cheap, by the way, and I'm not rich. Got married at Walt Disney World. That is not cheap, and I'm not rich. I adore the Disney parks primarily because I adore Disney and the history of Disney and a lot of the animation that I grew up on, Pixar and everything like that. I love Disney. Recently was in California, went to Disneyland, loved it. So Disney parks are magic to me because of Disney. I'm a big Disney fan. Now, if you're a fan of something, does that mean you just can't be critical of it? You're just going to have to blindly take it? Well, I'm sorry, but I'm not built that way. Maybe you are, but I'm not. So when Disney purchased Lucasfilm, seriously, I was so excited. I defended Disney left and right because there were a lot of people out there. Not a lot, but there were people. They were like, Disney's going to ruin this. This is going to be terrible. And I'm like, no, they're not. Dude. They look what they've done with Marvel. Look what they've done with Pixar. Look what they've done with Disney Animation Studios. Look what they've done with the theme parks. Look what they're doing with ESPN. At the time, ESPN was not a dumpster fire like it is now. So yeah, I was totally on board with this. Kathleen Kennedy was named president of Lucasfilm. I was 100% supportive of that. Why? Because Bob Iger, someone I respect, Steven Spielberg, someone I respect, and George Lucas, someone I respect, all sat there and decided she was the right person for the job. So she had all my confidence. There was no reason for her not to have my confidence. So anyway, moving forward, I love The Force Awakens. That's very well known. A lot of people, a lot of our subscribers just give me crap for that. But I like the movie. Rogue One, didn't like it as much as everybody else, but it wasn't terrible. Battlefront 2015, Battlefront 2017. Big fan of both of those games. Rebels was pretty good. Wasn't as good as the Clone Wars, but it was pretty good. The Last Jedi, though, that's where it all fell apart for me. And again, not so much the movie, which the movie wasn't good. It was the response. It was how Lucasfilm tried to treat the fans. This is where everything changed for me. Because you're not just going to sit there and dismiss people and sit there and marginalize people and claim that they're just white dudes who have a problem with women. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And anybody that uses that excuse does not understand what's going on. There are women that have problem with what's going on with Star Wars. Very, very vocal women that know their Star Wars. Anybody who says that people that have a problem with the new Star Wars have a problem with women, either you've never watched Star Wars or you're just repeating what you're told to say. Women have always been in Star Wars. There's never been a problem with that. They were well written, they were well executed, and they were respected. And I don't mean that in the wham and respect way that I always joke about. I'm being serious right now. They were respected. The women in The Last Jedi, and even the women in The Force Awakens, when you retroactively go back and look at it, they're not treated with respect. They're treated like this is a woman, and we can't make this woman go through any trials or tribulations. She just has to be perfect. She has to be above everyone. She doesn't have to go through a character arc. That is disrespectful. Look at my favorite character, Ahsoka, from the Clone Wars. Not very well liked in the beginning. We all know this. But as that series progressed and as that character developed more, that character started earning the audience's respect because that character was not treated like this is a woman and this person can't go through any trials or tribulations. No, she went through a lot and she ultimately earned the audience's respect, and now she's considered one of the greats because she earned it, because you have to earn it. But the filmmakers involved with this new Disney Star Wars, they don't feel like women have to earn it. They feel like women just should have it handed to them. That is disrespectful. Everybody needs to earn it. Everybody. Nobody should be handed anything. People are handed things, and that's fine, but that's not the message that Star Wars has ever been built on. So, moving forward, what's going to happen? Well, as long as Disney and Lucasfilm are going to continue to marginalize the fans for having opinions and calling them out for their bullcrap, then this is all going to be a problem. This is going to create a lot of problems. There's a lot of social aspects to this. There's a lot of political aspects to this because we live in a highly politicized and a highly socially politicized world. And there's a lot that goes on with that. Now, a lot of people that are on the side of the argument as me will tell you that Star Wars is being ruined by identity politics and social justice warrior nonsense. That is how we feel. You don't have to like it. You don't have to agree with it. But that's how we feel. And if you feel differently, then more power to you. Nobody is telling you you have to feel a certain way. So don't tell us we have to feel a certain way. We feel how we feel. And that is the conclusion we've come to based on what we've seen. Now, if Disney really, really wants to get this fixed, they will do the simple thing of getting Star Wars back to what it was meant to be. And it's about Star Wars, not about identity politics, not about inclusion, not about representation, not about social justice soapboxes. It's that simple. Now, again, if you think this is a situation where it's just men having a problem with women, then you are missing everything and you are doing nothing but repeating what you're hearing from people on social media. Seriously, you don't know what you're talking about if that is your conclusion to this situation. You don't understand it. But there are a lot of people out there that are speaking a lot of truths. And sometimes maybe we'll use language we shouldn't use. Maybe I've done that before in the past, and that's fine. We're just trying to be heard, and we're frustrated, and we're tired of being marginalized, and we're tired of being dismissed, and we're tired of you ignoring everyone else. Stop ignoring the women and the non-white males that have the same opinions as us. Stop ignoring them. Why do you continue to act like they don't exist? I don't understand that thought process. Why are you so intimidated by a non-white person having an opinion? Why? Is it because it will hurt your narrative? That's exactly what it is. So the Star Wars fandom, is it toxic? No more than it's ever been, but I don't think it's toxic. I don't think it's broken. I think Lucasfilm and their approach has been terrible, and it has created a lot of problems. Now, I'm a sports fan, okay? If you think what's going on in Star Wars with the fandom is dangerous or toxic or it's broken, you don't need to go anywhere near NFL football, college football, or soccer or something like that. You don't need to go anywhere near it because you will cry yourself to sleep. This is nothing. This is child's play compared to Alabama, Auburn, Kansas City versus Oakland, Ohio State versus Michigan, Kansas City or North Carolina versus Duke in college basketball. Please stay away from sports if you think this is bad. Yeah, there's obviously a civil war, there's a divide, there's some problems, but it's more about Lucasfilm's handling of it. Now, I could sit here and I could sit there and go, oh yeah, I'm just going to praise Lucasfilm because I want to get free tickets to Walt Disney World, or I want to get press passes, or I want to get into this convention. No, I don't. I really don't even like conventions. I'm going to Star Wars Celebration, but I'm paying money for it. Paying money because I don't need Lucasfilm to give me some favors just so I can say something good about them when I don't agree with what they're doing. I just don't. I don't like it, and I'm going to say it. And if that makes me a Disney hater, then so be it. But I'm not a Disney hater. I love Disney. I've always loved Disney, and I probably always will love Disney, but I'm not happy with what's going on within the Star Wars fandom right now, and mainly because of how you're treating the fans. That is the biggest problem here right now. Get the identity politics out of Star Wars. Get all of the SJW nonsense out of Star Wars. Get this thing back to what made it great. And that is, keep it Star Wars. We don't need it to look like the real world. We don't need it to feel like the real world. We don't need any of that. That was never a problem. It was never a focus. It was never... I went to Star Wars Celebration last year in Orlando. At no point did I have a discussion about inclusion or diversity. Nobody cares about this stuff. Normal people don't care about this stuff. They just don't. Normal people are worried about their jobs and their lives and their bills and all of the things they have to deal with on a daily basis. They're not sitting around just wondering, what type of diversity are we going to get in the next movie? They don't care. I'm telling you, they don't. Normal people don't care about this stuff. The people that sit on social media all day, they care about that crap. The journalists, the Hollywood people that are worried about pushing those agendas. Normal people don't care. I had conversations with everyone and anyone at Star Wars Celebration last year, and never, ever, ever once did someone go, Jeremy, I'm really concerned with diversity behind the camera. It didn't happen. You know why? Because those people are really not out there. Normal people that think like that are not out there. So anyway, Disney, it's real simple. You've created this problem. And I'm just going to continue telling you that until you get it fixed. I'm not going to back down. I don't care. Ban me from Star Wars Celebration. Whatever you need to do is fine. But I'm not going to stop until you get this fixed, because this is your fault. Star Wars fandom has always had some issues. Star Wars fandom, the Star Wars fans, it's the biggest fan base in movies. It's the most passionate. And when you have that, you're going to have a divide. You're going to have people that can't be pleased. And I've said as much over the years. But this is on you, Lucasfilm. This is how you have decided to treat your fan base. And I'm not going to let you off the hook for it. And if that makes me whatever you want to call me, then fine. There's nothing I can do about your opinion of me. All I can do is continue to tell you what I think. And that's it. And I want Star Wars to be awesome again. And right now, it's not totally awesome at all. What I would like to see moving forward is for us to get back to things like George Lucas's sequel trilogy. The thing that Kathleen Kennedy sat there, had access to. Kathleen Kennedy had George Lucas's sequel trilogy outline. And she moved away from it because it had too much Luke Skywalker in it. Are you kidding me? George Lucas is the greatest story man in the history of the movie business. He's not the greatest director. Definitely not the greatest director. But you had his story. And all you had to do was get a competent director to bring that story to life that could work with actors, and it would have been amazing. But you had to push identity politics. You had to push the new characters. We had to push diversity. This is what the problem is with Star Wars right now. It's not the fans, not the fan divide. It's not the toxicity. It's simply because Disney chose identity politics over Star Wars. They wanted to take this amazing IP and they wanted to push a social justice agenda with it because they thought it was too big to fail. And I thought it might be too big to fail too, but Solo proved that wrong. So what am I excited for with Star Wars moving forward? Well, there are some things I'm excited for. I'm excited for Clone Wars Season 7. Clone Wars is probably my favorite thing ever in Star Wars. Ahsoka's my favorite character. Anakin in that series is my second favorite character. Matt Lanter did a fantastic job. Ashley Eckstein returns as Ahsoka. How can I not be excited for that? Of course I'm excited. The Mandalorian, Jon Favreau's great. Dave Filoni's directing the first episode. The still shot we got was good, but I do have concerns, but I'm cautiously optimistic. A Resistance I don't care about. What else we got? Benioff and Weiss and their series. Cautiously optimistic again. We haven't really seen anything, so we don't really know. Episode 9, I just don't care. I don't care at all. And I'm a JJ fan. I don't care. And that's your fault, Disney. That's all your fault because of the trash you gave us with The Last Jedi and how you've shown that you don't care about what the fans have to say about dismissing us. I don't care about Episode 9. And then, with Rian Johnson's trilogy that I still don't think is going to happen, I would rather just take a hammer to my big toe over and over again than watch anything that Rian Johnson produces or directs for the foreseeable future. That's just how it is. So, again, is there a problem with the fandom? There's a divide. There's a civil war. There's no doubt about that. But it's because of you, Disney. It's because of you, Lucasfilm. It's because you wanted to play identity politics and social justice warrior bullshit. That is what the problem is. And until you stop these games, this stuff will continue because you came after the fans. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later.